In 1987, Iron Maiden was out on tour to support their sixth studio album, Somewhere in Time. I had previously talked about the promotion for the album when Iron Maiden famously appeared on German television and was told by the show's producers they had to lip sync their performance. They had a lot of fun with that appearance. The link to that story is down below. But in today's video, I want to talk about a concert that Iron Maiden played in the United States that resulted in a riot and the news media unfairly pointing the finger at heavy metal. On March 28, 1987, Iron Maiden was playing a show in East Rutherford, New Jersey at the Meadowlands Arena. While the concert appeared to mostly go off without a hitch, it was what happened after the concert that made the news. While a lot of the news reports focused on what happened after the show, witnesses and concert attendees painted a different picture than the news media. Their statements foreshadowed what was going to happen that night. Iron Maiden's show would end around 11 p.m., and the Star-Ledger newspaper would interview a 14-year-old attendee named Jason Calfin, who indicated trouble was starting even before Iron Maiden took the stage. Him and some friends were tailgating in the parking lot, recalling everybody's hanging out, listening to music, and all of a sudden a bottle smashes near us. Others would soon follow, and him and his friends would run into the arena to get away from the escalating tension in the parking lot. Things apparently got rowdy inside the venue during the show, as one witness claimed that attendees in the nosebleeds were hurling firecrackers onto people down below. These actions resulted in Iron Maiden frontman Bruce Dickinson warning the crowd to knock it off. The paper would also interview a 17-year-old concert attendee named John Mulligan, who recalled what happened after he left the venue around 11 p.m., stating, "The parking lot was bedlam. Everybody drinking, cranking music, breaking bottles." Meanwhile, another attendee named Tony Kingslow, who was 15 at the time, recalled, "You were crunching on glass. It was just a mess. Bottles everywhere, glass everywhere. You saw rags with blood on them. You couldn't believe what happened." He would go on to reveal how people soon started their own fire in the parking lot, adding, "There was a huge circle of people around it, throwing everything and anything in the fire. We hung out until we were almost hit with some flying bottles." The police would report that most of the mayhem that occurred that night happened between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. 2 cars in the venue parking lot were burnt and overturned, and responding officers and firefighters were also reportedly targeted with flying bottles and debris. A total of 33 people would be arrested that night, ranging in age from 15 to 22, mostly on charges of disorderly conduct. A revised investigative report would reveal that a good number of the arrests were actually made before the concert took place, and while thankfully there would be no serious injuries, one responding officer was lightly injured when his car was struck by a 17-year-old intoxicated attendee who was backing up his vehicle. That attendee would be charged with aggravated assault. The fallout from the riot would result in alcohol sales being banned at the venue before shows, and city officials considered banning heavy metal acts from the venue. The concert promoters and the owners of the venue would downplay the events that night, stating that nobody was seriously injured and that the actions that happened in the parking lot were the work of a small handful of people, pointing to around 18,000 attendees who were mostly well behaved. The news program 2020 would even cover the event, and heavy metal music was in the media spotlight around that time. You had Tipper Gore and her group, the PMRC, which fought hard to censor rock music, and then you had some high-profile events that happened in the heavy metal world. You had the infamous Judas Priest riot in Madison Square Garden in New York City a few years prior, an event that I had previously covered on my channel. The link is down below. On top of that, in the weeks leading up to Iron Maiden's show in East Rutherford, several teens who appeared to be Iron Maiden fans took their own lives in Bergenfield, New Jersey. Some in the media pointed the finger at Iron Maiden for being responsible for these deaths, and something similar would happen to Ozzy Osbourne, resulting in a lawsuit, something that the Prince of Darkness would be exonerated in. Iron Maiden's publicist would release a statement after the riot that read, "Iron Maiden fans come to listen to music, they don't come to fight. We just can't be held accountable for the actions of a few hooligans." Here's the clip from 2020 talking about the riot and what was going on in heavy metal at the time.
Good evening. It was rock and roll turned ugly.
A rock riot in New Jersey tops the local news.
There were nearly 36 arrests and a state trooper was injured.
A post-concert fight captures the headlines. A parking lot disturbance at one arena leads police to mobilize an army at the group's next stop. At issue, the impact of this loud, raucous music, heavy metal music, played here by the supergroup Iron Maiden. This is not mainstream rock and roll. It's the music of today's teen rebellion. What's it about?
Dad, togetherness, man. We gotta stick together and fight,
one
man.
giant family.
We gotta
Fight for what?
fight for our right, man. To listen to our music, to party, man.
I mean, that's why it annoys the hell out of me that people are saying that we're a negative influence. I just wish people would get a sense of proportion about what's right and wrong and who are the real people that are poisoning people's minds and why are they doing it. We say things to people that mean something. I mean, in our own little way that kids can relate to.
Iron Maiden would end up returning to the arena a year later, but there wouldn't be a repeat of what happened in 1987, and that so-called ban on heavy metal acts would just remain as a thought. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe. We'll see you again in Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.